film addict. I am your host, the film doctor.
And the film surgeon. And we're back in the attic with another hot film to dissect. We got WandaVision coming to us straight from Disney Plus. Y'all know what to do.
So let's jump right into our film review. So here we are talking about WandaVision that I was so excited for because it is like the first real thing that we've gotten from Marvel since the pandemic and everything. You say what?
I said you and you alone. I already told you I wasn't excited for anything post Phase 4.
Well, I didn't say we.
You judged me.
I was looking for we as in people that are into Marvel, that knew about WandaVision, were excited for all the TV shows that they were going to release on Disney Plus. I was even back then when they released the trailer about it, and you see this whole I Love Lucy or Bewitched theme kind of 70s, whatever they were going with. I'm just like, this looks weird and dumb, but it's Marvel. What could they possibly do wrong ever with Marvel? The only time I've ever seen a bad Marvel movie was Incredible Hulk, or not Incredible Hulk, just the Hulk. I'm sorry. Incredible Hulk was all right, but Hulk was probably the worst. And Daredevil and Elektra. Okay, so there's a little bit more that I've seen that Disney has done that's bad. But since those movies at the beginning, they really haven't had anything bad. You know, not the same for DC and Wonder Woman 1984, but the fact of the matter is I was looking forward to this WandaVision. I'm like, yes, we're gonna get all 8 episodes or whatever. First of all, I'm already pissed when I go on there. There's only 2 episodes, and I'm like, where the fuck are the rest of these things? So to me, I'm like already a little upset, but I'm like, it's still WandaVision. I'll watch the 2 and I'll get into it. Now, the movie, or I'm sorry, the TV show is like 29 minutes for the first one. It's 36 minutes for the second one. And out of that 29 minutes and 36 minutes is about 15 minutes credits.
10 minutes is credits.
It's almost like they took all the credits from Avengers Endgame and just threw them right onto WandaVision. I have no clue why these credits were so long. The movie is, or TV show, sorry, I'm so used to doing film review. The TV show is rated, as Manny would say, E for everybody, but I'm going to say it's for all audiences. It stars Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. Now, my rating for this, I'm just going to jump right off the bat and give you my rating. My rating is a D. I give it a D.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead. Speak your speech. Speak your speech.
For the amount of time that it is, for the amount of hype that it was given, for the storyline that it's about, 2 superheroes. You didn't get superheroes. You got some recreation of 50s, 60s, 70s TV shows, because I'm sure that they're going to cover more, that was so dumbed down with the characters you weren't even given the characters that you were used to. Yeah, occasionally they did something with powers, but it wasn't the characters that we remember it to be. There's nothing that I can say about the acting or the cinematography. It was really the storytelling that really dumbed this down. It didn't make sense. They didn't tell a lot. And granted, yes, it's the first episode, and so therefore they want to give you little surprises here and there. And so at the end, you get this little tidbit of something that's going on inside of their world, or their what they're dealing with, or the villain maybe that is involved inside of this story. And that little tidbit was like 3 seconds long, when the rest of the 29-minute episode or 36-minute episode was credits and just them putting laugh tracks on stupid, silly jokes from a recreation of some type of old-time TV show. It made no sense. Now, granted, even though I'm giving it a D for the first 2 episodes, I'm going to say that there's still time. I rewatched the trailer and I do see parts where you see Vision as Vision doing his powers, maybe with some explosions, and Wanda, she's doing her little thing, and it's the Wanda that I'm used to seeing in her pure form from Avengers Endgame and all those other episodes, or other movies and films outside of like the I Love Lucy version. So it gives me a lot of hope that eventually they're going to tell more of this story of why they're trapped inside of this fake world or whatever it is, this fake TV show or what I don't know what it is. They don't really tell much. But what I'm saying is that this rating could significantly change. It just sucks that they decide to release 2 episodes that to me were the worst 2. So if the next several are really good, they should have probably released the whole season. Because just off of these 2, not good in my eyes. Not good enough to sell as being a first episode. You want somebody, when they see that first episode, they're just drawn away and they're like, oh man, I can't wait for the second episode. I didn't even care about, I said if episode 2 is going to be like this, I don't even give a fuck. And it was exactly like the first one. And it's just shrouded in so much mystery that it didn't capture my interest. And so anybody else, and maybe there were tidbits in there. You know, I'm a huge Marvel DC fan, but not enough to where it's like, oh, I saw that little cup on there that had this logo on there and that came from whatever, Hydra or something. So catching those little things, maybe there were Easter eggs and tidbits in there that I may have missed that probably would explain more. But from a person that doesn't know that kind of amount of information about Marvel, and that's somebody that's watching this film just to be entertained, that knows about these characters and had grown to like love these characters, it's almost like you're giving me 2 new characters to love, and I'm lost by the ones that I had already fell in love with. So that's kind of my overview. I what do you think, Manny?
It's time for the film surgeon to turn up on this TV show. What was this? If I wanted to watch I Love Lucy and the Brady Bunch, I would turn on I Love Lucy and the freaking Brady Bunch. This was, from the moment it started, I was like, okay, I'm 15 minutes into this TV show. Is there something else here other than, a sitcom? This was literally 2 episodes of a sitcom, like a black and gray like old school sitcom. That's it. Like, we didn't even get anything like a tidbit of kind of what was happening or what was going on until the second episode, and that was near the end when the guy's kind of talking like, "Who did this to you? Who did this to you?" Like, nothing. And then, when she like reverses or whatever, like they rewind or whatever, but like it was not good. It was not good. My rating for it is going to be a C+ with the caveat that there still is room to grow. I have a complaint though. This is streaming. Listen, they did this with The Boys, and if they're gonna start doing this with every TV show, I'm gonna get upset. This is streaming. This is not television. We don't want to wait for weekly episodic. No. When you put it on a streaming platform, it's meant to be binged. Drop every episode. Boys, season 3, do you hear me? I don't want to see any of this you get 1 episode a week bull anymore. Same with Disney Plus. Drop it all. Just drop it all. It's already filmed. Unless you're not done with it. Drop it all. All of them. Streaming is meant for binging. Like, I don't want to wait every week to watch an episode. Don't want to do that. I want to watch all of it, get it done with, and move on with my life.
I think that could have helped its whole scenario. Like I said, if they would have dropped the whole thing and maybe episode 3 and on is phenomenal, no one would know that. They might call it quits and say, you know what, I'm not watching any more of this. Right. Granted, they probably would have done that after the first 2 episodes. Like, if it takes 2 episodes or 3 episodes just for me to get into it, that's a problem. That's because you wasted 10 minutes on credits. They used the credits from Wonder Woman.
That was that. I understand Marvel has long credits, but that is ridiculous. You have a 29-minute episode and almost half of it is credits. Like, are you serious?
And I thought there was going to be an end credit scene. So
there's not even a stinger. There's no stinger.
I skipped through some of it, and then I was just like, no, there's no end credit scene or anything to tell me more.
There's no stinger in any of it. It's just 10 minutes of credits. Like, are we serious?
Not that many people worked on
like
18 minutes of this thing. You didn't have 7,000 people working on this project. Impossible.
It's so ridiculous how much credits there were. And like, I said this about Marvel. Like, the reason I'm not excited about it, I wasn't excited about anything post Phase 4 is because I don't know where they go. Like, obviously they can open my mind and then I'll be interested to see what happens. But like, if this is how we're doing stuff right out the gate, like this is setting the precedent for what they're doing in the future, because they didn't get a chance to drop Black Widow or any of the other movies last year because of COVID. So this was your thing that's opening up your new phase, and it fell right on its face. Like, when we think about the old thing, the first thing that opened up their new phase was Iron Man, and Iron Man was a good movie. Like, you got to come out with a bang to keep people interested in that long, detailed storyline planning that they had.
So what do you think? Do you think they should have did Black Widow first via streaming, or since they couldn't do theaters? Or
yeah, I think they should have. It's hard to say, because I hope Black Widow is a good. I want Black Widow to be a good. I don't know that it is. I can't say that for sure, but I think that would have been preferable, or come up with 2 better episodes, like to drop at the beginning of WandaVision. Like, it's just like, because we're kind of still wrapping things up. From what we know from Endgame, which is Vision is not even alive; he's dead. Like, we know that.
So I was gonna kind of ask you that, because I was kind of lost on it. I had to remember, and I couldn't really remember maybe they're dead and whatnot, and that's why they're trapped inside of this television show, because after things got skewed off with the stones or whatever, that's what created this multiverse, and so that's why they're there, which is probably still, in my opinion, that's probably the story. But it's Vision that didn't come back. Wanda did, because I remember her fighting with all the girls at the end scene of Endgame. I don't remember Vision fighting inside that scene.
Vision is dead. Thanos killed him to get the stone. Vision's dead. He's gone. You can't bring him back. And
if there's a multiverse and
well, yeah. Well, if they're going to, but we don't know that. They don't explain anything. They just drop us in a sitcom. Like, you spent 10 years building a story. You drop the story off, and now you don't touch it at all. Like, we know how you are, and you're connecting stuff. Give us something. They couldn't even do that.
Well, what do you think? And without spoiling it, they did give us something at the end of each episode within this villain or whatever's going on. What were your thoughts on that?
It's not enough, and it's silly. It was silly. It's not enough, and it was silly. Like,
doesn't it? It looks like it's a new organization of some sort. Am I correct, or am I wrong?
I don't think that it's a new organization, because if you looked at the cast on this, the guy who plays the FBI agent in Ant-Man is in this movie, and I'm pretty sure that was his voice at the end of the scenes at the end. So I don't know that this is some new organization or whatever. I just know that he's in this TV show, so it'll be interesting to see how they fold him in.
Now, the other thing, and I was starting to notice, and I was trying to keep track of it, but it was hard for me to keep track and follow along to try and find some type of interest, is that each new character started to come in, and some of their names, like, I was taking the first letter of their names, and I can't remember them now, but one had started with like a G and the other one was like the A. I was like, oh shit, they're spelling out Galactus. Like, each character is gonna spell out Galactus or something. Like, I was really trying to find hidden tidbits. And then they had like the commercials, one that dealt with Stark Enterprise or Industries, and the other one that dealt with Hydra. And so I was trying to connect that, but I feel like those were just purposeless. Like, those really weren't Easter eggs that were telling me anything about the story. And even looking at those tidbits at the end, if you don't know anything about that organization or those people, but you didn't really say shit about it, then it's not important to me to show it.
For the new people who are being brought in, like, I know that, Marvel is huge, and like, it's reached a lot of people, and a lot of people have seen this movie. But there are people who haven't watched every single Marvel movie, who are now jumping into WandaVision, that wouldn't understand that. They wouldn't understand any of those commercials. They don't understand the Easter eggs that are in some of the other stuff. It's just like,
I still don't, and I'm a huge fan of it.
It's like it's pointless. What they did was pointless, and I truly hope that it gets better. But this is the thing that I'm saying: if you are going to drop something on streaming, this is not TV. It's not TV. Okay, people, We're not doing the weekly episodic thing. No one likes that. All it does is make people complain. I know this is 9 episodes long and it's going to run to March and we're going to get one every week. We don't want that. This is streaming. Drop everything.
Well, the thing is they waited so long to do this anyway. They could have dropped it. They have all of these episodes just sitting there. They could have already been releasing them one a week for a while, like months ago. They wait all these different months for 2 shitty first 2 episodes, still have the other ones, and then still make you wait like every week in order to get a new one or 2. I don't know how many they're releasing, but to me, it's all ridiculous. It's all stupid. I hope that they don't do that with the other TV shows. But so all in all, to wrap it up, you're giving it a C+. I don't think it's worthy of that. I'm still going to stick with the D, at least from an analytical perspective of the first 2 episodes. If I'm just looking at these 2,
both of them are terrible. I'm giving it a C+ out of trying to be nice and hope, but okay, I don't.
Mother Teresa, we don't need you to be nice, okay? Okay, we need you to be honest. And from a perspective, I'm gonna say it's a D in my opinion. You can stick with your C+.
Well, I'll go D with you. I'm trying to be nice and hold out hope that the rest of these episodes aren't as terrible as these 2, but we'll see about that.
So in closing, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We are very close to 200 subscribers. So please don't forget to hit that bell, to subscribe, to like, to comment. Send whatever suggestions you have for movies. I mean, whatever you guys want to talk about or whatever your thoughts are. I mean, we're growing our fan base and we do want to hear from you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I am the Film Doctor.
And I am the Film Surgeon.
And this has been another exciting episode of
Film Addict.
Perfect.